Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So today we are speed building a community lot called the Alpine Lake Hotel and Spa. So I've done a couple of tropical themed speed builds recently, so I wanted to kind of do something different and switch things out a little bit. So I decided to do this community lot, and since I very much enjoy doing these season inspired builds, I decided to do another winter themed speed build. A couple of months ago I did a fall inspired farm build, and I think my last winter themed build was about a year ago, so I think this is a good time to do it. I never do these on season. I don't know, I'm just not that type of person, but yeah, this is a community lot, and as the name suggests, it is a functional spa, and it can also work as a pool as well, depending on how you guys would like to set this building as. So this is the first part in a 2-part speed build. It took me probably 15 hours to do this build, so it's a pretty long time to do a build. So I was stressing out because it was a really long time, and I didn't know how long this build was gonna end, but eventually I was able to edit down all of the footage into a manageable 30 minutes per part. So hopefully that is okay for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and try to upload the next part as soon as I can. So it's probably going to be up in a day or two, so watch out for it. You guys can always follow me on my social media to get updated on all the latest stuff. And it is actually really late for me, you guys. I don't normally record my voiceovers really late, but I've got plans tomorrow. It's my friend's birthday, and I don't think I'm gonna have any time to do anything tomorrow. I mean, to do anything Sims related or YouTube related. So I'm just recording this today because I wanna finish editing this and I wanna get this uploaded while I'm out for tomorrow, so I can just leave my computer on for the entire time that I'm out. Anyway, so talking about the actual build itself, I went for a more contemporary mountain style architecture for this. And I say contemporary because even though the whole building itself looks really traditional, there is actually a lot of modern aspects to this, especially in the interior, but on the outside you guys can see that there are a lot of glass. Actually, there's lots of glass floor to ceiling windows, and there's actually another structure in this build that has a glass roof. So I felt like that was kind of very modern. Those aspects looked pretty modern to me, so that's why I say modern contemporary. Traditional mountain style architecture is often exemplified I'm using really big words, but one common feature of mountain architecture is the fact that the textures and the materials are very natural. Very rarely do they have like really polished and really manipulated materials. It's usually a lot of natural colors, natural textures, and most of those materials would usually come from the surrounding environment. And I kind of stuck to that because I really wanted to build like a log cabin venue type of thing. I don't know why, I just really felt like doing it right now. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did. The build itself was actually pretty complicated to do. You guys can see that majority of the floor area of this build is actually built on a diagonal. So that was very tricky for me to work around. For both the building and for the interior furnishing as well, it was really tricky because this is kind of like a V-shaped structure, so that doesn't normally correspond to easy building for us Sims builders, but it's always a challenge, and I am up for a challenge today. I don't know why. So another really nice feature of this build is actually this octagonal area that we're working on right now, which I actually really like. I just thought about the upcoming octagonal roof that we're gonna have with the Sims 4 Cats and Dogs expansion, and I just cannot wait. So I tried to do it the traditional way that we used to do it in The Sims 4, which is just to use some straight and diagonal roofs to make it look like it's actually octagonal. So as you guys can see, the roof is really, really detailed. It was like insanely detailed, and I think because it was so detailed, my game actually crashed a lot of times. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys, my game probably crashed at least 20 times, because towards the end towards the end of the building part where I had the roof pretty much all done and stuff, the game would crash every time I would tweak a small part of the roof. So basically, even if I moved a roof like one tile, the game would crash. And it took me like a couple of tries to figure it out, and by the time I figured it out, like, my game have already crashed like maybe 10 times. And I guess I could have easily just scratched the roof and just made it a little bit more simpler, but I really wanted to replicate the really complicated roofing that Alpine or mountain architecture has, because the roofs usually come in layers, and it's also really practical as well climate-wise, because, you know, if you have a lot of snow, if you have a flat roof, sometimes it could collapse the roof because the snow would just pile on. So having these really steeply pitched roofs is actually a really practical feature. So even though it was really elaborate, and even though my game crashed so many times, like, I was just not having it. So yeah, you guys can see that the roof is pretty much done at this point. And right now we are adding in an extension to this structure, which is going to be kind of like an indoor natural pool bathhouse. And speaking of that, this build actually has a really interesting backstory behind it. Like I said earlier, it took me like 15 hours to do this build, so I had a lot of time to really come up with a good story to package this build with. So basically, the lot traits for this build, if I remember correctly, are homey, penny pixies, because this is supposed to be a luxurious resort, and it is also haunted, and there's a really special reason why it's haunted. So let's start with the backstory, okay? So basically, this spot right here is famous for its natural pools, or hot springs, as I'd like to call it. So people have been gathering to this place for decades to take a bath in these famous natural springs. Eventually, people capitalized on that and built a resort, a small, cozy cabin resort. I mean, a small cozy resort cabin, I should probably say, but it eventually grew into the large hotel and spa that we see today as more and more people arrived to bathe in the famous waters of the lake. Now, there are rumors that people have drowned in the lake. So some of those people who might have drowned in the lakes are probably haunting this lot right here. So that's pretty much the backstory. I really, really like it. I figured a lot of you guys would probably wonder when you download this, if you download this, why the hell is this haunted? Well, that is the reason why. Also, if you guys want to download this, because I usually forget to plug my downloads, all the links for that will be in the video description below. If you guys are having trouble finding me on the gallery, all of my builds are under the hashtag XFreezerBunny or XFreezerBunnyX. And also, I might as well talk about this now. For the house tour videos, I am going to be showcasing this using SimCookie's snow mod. So I'm going to be using a mod to showcase the build. The mod itself isn't required, but if you guys want to have like a snowy, a snowy environment and a snowy, a snowy Willow Creek. I was going to say Windenburg. Oh, it's late. But yeah, if you guys want to have a snowy Willow Creek, then I will put links in the description below for the snow mod by SimCookie if I can find the links, because the last time I downloaded that mod was probably like a year ago, probably later. Later. So I'm not sure if there are still links around for that, but if I can find some, I will put them in the description below as well. I really, really liked the mods that add the seasons aspect to the game, even though they're not necessarily, they're not necessarily functional mods. They still add a lot of atmosphere, and I really liked it. So yeah. Anyway, let's see here. So we have this entrance pathway right here. I actually had to edit out the part where I tried to use terrain tools at first because I really wanted to match the kind of like cul-de-sac that led to this house. I'm not even sure if that's called a cul-de-sac, but it's like a vehicle entrance thing. I wanted to match it with the ones on the outside. Unfortunately, it just didn't. So I just went with what I wanted, which was a more symmetrical floor tile pattern. So yeah, I didn't even mind that it didn't quite match the ones on the outside because I tried and failed trying to use actual terrain tools to make everything matchy, but it just didn't match up. So yeah. And right now we are building the interior. Just to give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer, I had to edit out a lot of the videos when I was building the outside because there was a lot of trial and error, and I didn't think that those things were quite necessary for the build. So I had to edit it out. So just to make the build a little bit more manageable and watchable. So this is the first concept for the interior, but the floor plans will be changed later on as well. So I didn't show the entire creation of the first schematic for the floor plan. I'm saying really technical terms here, but yeah, this is actually the second version of the floor plan that you guys are seeing. So there's already walls, but I'm deleting the existing walls because I didn't like them at first. So this is the one that we end up going with, and let me just tell you guys that when I started this build, I did not expect it to take me this long, but it took me a really, really long time, as I said, like 15 hours. So yeah. Overall, I'm really, really happy with this build though. I think it's one of my favorite builds ever that I've done because I was able to show a lot of technique. In my more recent builds, you guys have probably seen that I've gone for a more realistic style. I think it's what I would want to set me apart from everybody else on YouTube is that I tend to do more realistic builds in terms of like the proportions, in terms of like the look. Just looking at my builds, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have second thoughts of actually seeing something like this in real life. It's really realistic and it's really plausible. And I think the fact that I am an architecture degree holder helps with that. But also, I was able to show a lot of technique in this build as well. Technique in a way where I manipulated the building aspect of the game. As you guys have probably seen, the roofing itself was really complicated, and that involved a lot of technique to really make it work and not make it look all weird and stuff. But also technique when it comes to my command of the move objects cheat, because you guys will see later on that this thing has a lot of details, and I really overworked. I really overworked the move objects cheat, if that is even the right word to describe it, but I used the move objects a lot to really sell this and make this look as realistic as possible. I mean, not really realistic, but to make it look as interesting as possible. So I put a lot of work and it really paid off. You guys will see that later on when we go into building like the natural pools, where I use move objects on the rocks, and also when we are putting like details on the outside, like the logs detail and stuff like that. You guys will see it. So the room that we're working on right now is the main entrance lobby, and there are there's a lot of spa day items that I use. Obviously this is a spa, so I used a lot of spa day items, and I also used a lot of fitness stuff as well. So you better have those. So anyway, the lobby actually doesn't have a lot of furniture. It just has like this counter area in the middle, a fireplace, a piano, and a small seating area on the other side of the piano. But interesting thing that I learned in a more recent speed build is that you're apparently not supposed to put pianos on like right next to larger windows, because apparently that's not so good for the piano engine mechanics and stuff like that. I don't even know, but I just know that you're not supposed to put pianos right next to windows. One of you guys actually told me about that, and I'm really happy to know that, because I'm learning new things from you guys as well, and I'd like to think that you guys are also learning new things from me, so it's like a give and take situation, which I really liked. So whoever told me about the piano thing, I'm sorry, there's nowhere else to put the piano, and I really wanted to have a piano on the main lobby, so that's the only place I could put it. So yeah, it's just gonna stay there. We're just gonna pretend like nothing's wrong. And right now we are actually working on one of the locker rooms. There's actually 2 locker rooms, one for the male and one for the female. And this one, I believe, is for the female one. It's exactly the same. So I'm only going to be showing the one. And then the other one, I'm going to be furnishing off camera, because it's just a waste of time to show you guys 2 exact same things. But the locker rooms have 3 lockers each. It has a chair inside of it for the Sims to rest, a huge floor-to-ceiling mirror, and also a shower and a toilet as well. I actually really like this room. This is like one of the octagonal rooms in the house, and this is actually the spot where you can train for wellness. So I have that yoga mat instructor thing over there, and that is actually functional. There is going to be a yoga instructor coming here to offer yoga instructions to your Sims, of course, because that's their purpose. But anyway, basically what I did is that I clustered the different activities that are going to be in this lot. So all of the activities that involve an NPC, such as this yoga instructor, massage, and foot massage and full body massage, they're all grouped together in this one side of the building. And then the other side of the building is where I clustered the activities that have a more kind of like bath related, the more bath related activities, like, you know, taking a bath in the natural pools, mud baths, and sauna as well. They're all on the other side. I just felt like that was a good example of zoning, and zoning is really important for us architects. If you're zoning, you know, floor plans on a micro level, or even if you're zoning like, you know, entire cities or urban areas in, you know, a macro level. So anyway, I was able to actually apply a lot of what I've learned in architecture school in my Sims builds. So I don't know, I'm just really proud of it. So yes, I really like how this room turned out. Unfortunately, I was only able to fit in a total of 5 yoga mats because I didn't want to overly clutter everything. So, but you know what? The Sims will actually come here to practice or to learn yoga, and it's really fun and awesome and really functional. So these next couple of rooms that we're going to be furnishing are the massage rooms. So basically this first one is going to be the full body massage. I don't even know if it's actually called full body massage in the game, but that's what we're going to do. There's 3 full body massage beds or massage tables. I don't even know. I forgot the names. But yeah, there's 3 full body massage beds. I could have added more, but I deliberately placed less items because I didn't want to overload the game by having to load so many NPCs. Yes, because each item loads its own NPC, and it's so funny because when you guys actually, because I've already playtested this. By the way, I've already finished building and filming everything that has to do with a build. So I already know what this is all going to look like, but I've already playtested this, as I mentioned before. And it's so funny because this part of the build actually looks really crowded because there's so many people here. So two of the massage beds are located in this one kind of like public room, and then there is another private room in that one corner where there is kind of like a solo massage bed, which I actually really liked having because, you know, sometimes people having massages, they prefer to do it in private, so that's the purpose of that room. And also, I doubled on some of the lights here because I felt like it just felt like it was really dim. Looking at it now, it does look really dim, so I'm really glad that I did double up on some lights. I did that off camera, but I doubled up on some lights. They don't really glitch out or whatever, they just make the room a lot brighter and a lot more nicer to look at, so that's what I did. Those lights, by the way, that I used came with a recent patch, and I love the items that came with the 2 recent patches that have happened in the game. I mean, or like the recent patches that had items in them, basically. Because some patches don't have items, but I really like the new lights, and there's a new bed actually that came with like a new patch, like really, really recent, came out yesterday, but yeah, there's a new bed that comes with it, and I'm really, really happy with it. It looks really nice and normal, which is exactly what I want. But the room that we're working on right now is actually the foot and hand massage room, and there's only 2 massage chairs because, like I said, I don't want to overwhelm the builds by having to load so many NPCs. And if you guys are seeing this and are wondering what the hell is up with that layout, it's because I wanted the massage chairs to look at the windows, because the outside's gonna have a great view, and I wanted the people who are getting the massage to you know, look at the outside rather than look at the wall, even though there are feature walls here, like that one wall on the right there has the waterfall fountain thing, and then this feature wall over here that we're furnishing on right now actually has kind of like an Indian style Taj Mahal painting, and I put that there to look like a mural because, you know, if you're having a hand or foot massage, you're probably gonna get bored if you're gonna stay too long, and you know, your eye's gonna wander, and I just put that there because, you know, I figured people need something interesting to look at. Also, like I said earlier, I used the move objects sheet a lot, and all of the curtains are actually layered curtains. I used these curtains that came with, I'm not even gonna try guessing. I'm always wrong with, you know, trying to guess like which items came with which pack, but these curtains right here are the base, and they are pretty consistent throughout the entire lot. And then over them I put like some shorter curtains. I'm pretty sure you guys kind of can get the idea of what I'm talking about, so hopefully you guys get it. Anyway, right now we are building the mud bath area, and it's really, really funny, this area, because the Sims actually take a bath naked. Like, I don't even know. I should have probably thought about the privacy, but I didn't. Cause the other spas that even the Sims team have made, they have multiple bathtubs in like the same room. So I figured there wasn't gonna be any problem until I playtested this. And I saw Sim like completely naked, and then my Sim was going to the other bathtub right next to him, and it was so funny. I was like, imagine how awkward that would be in real life, just to see somebody like, you know, really naked right next to you taking like a mud bath. I mean, it's okay if it's a mud bath, but if it's like a bath with soaks, for example, as they have it in The Sims 4, or if it's just a normal bath, then the water is clear and there's nothing to block the things that are supposed to be unseen. So, yeah. I don't even think there's a curtain in this room, actually. But what there is in this room is a fountain. I did put a fountain here. I tried putting like an actual like fountain structure, but I just put in like these nice little fountains over here. And this is also a similar detail as the one that is in the yoga instruction room. I really, really like that. I think I've mentioned this many times before already, but Spa Day is definitely one of the better packs that we have, mainly because of the amazing, amazing items that came with Spa Day, but also the fact that we can have spas now. And I really, really liked, actually all of the game packs that came with like venues and stuff are great. You know, dine out restaurants, I really like the restaurant systems, and same with spa day, I really like the spa systems. I particularly really liked the NPCs in Spa Day. I think they really make the game feel more realistic, especially in community lots where you can see them all in uniform and stuff like that. So this room right here that we're furnishing is actually the sauna, and I really didn't put a lot of effort into furnishing this room, honestly. It's just a sauna. You guys can see that there is another wall right there covering the logs, the wooden logs that are on the outside. I actually had to put those off camera, but there's a part in this video later on in the second part where I add more of those logs. So yeah. And then this part right here that we're furnishing right now is actually the shower area for the mud bathroom. I'm gonna call it a mud bathroom. So yeah, there's already like a shower area in the locker rooms, but I feel like we could use another shower area here in the mud bathroom because people who are taking mud baths probably are better off taking showers here rather than, you know, having to track up all mud and, you know, having to like mess up the place by tracking mud all over the place. So yeah, I cannot talk. Where are my words? I mean, it's like really late, so anyway, hopefully you guys are still enjoying this. By the way, one benefit of recording this really late is that there isn't that much noise outside, because in my past couple of builds I distinctly remember hearing like the traffic from outside my apartment and it was not nice. It was really annoying. You guys probably didn't notice it, but it was really annoying for me. So yeah, I'm also really excited to hear what I'm gonna sound like in the second part because I'm gonna record the voiceover for that maybe tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow, whatever. So these two parts are gonna sound so different. It's so weird, but I mean that works. I'm probably, I don't know. Off topic. Anyway, this is probably the final room that we're gonna be furnishing in this build, and it is going to be the restaurant / bar area actually. And in one corner I put those bar I forgot what they're called, those booths, bar booths. That was what I was trying to say, but they're just booths. But I tried to put those booths in one corner, and they do stay there. I know that sounds really weird, having booths without tables, but I really, really like the look of them. And I feel like if you're in a gym, you're probably gonna go for beverage more than food. So having those couches right there in the corner, I think are gonna be pretty useful for those Sims who are just here to, you know, grab some drinks, you know, grab a smoothie and something like that. I remember when Spa Day first came out, I think if I remember correctly, there was a new drink that came with like these professional bars. I'm not sure. It may have come with like a fridge. I don't really know, but I remember like there was like a new drink and I tried to look for it. I forgot what it was called, but I tried to look for it when I was playtesting this and I just didn't find it. And I'm thinking it's probably one of those drinks that came with like the trays. You know, those welcome trays that come with like Spa Day. It's probably like one of those fizzy things or something. So I probably just didn't recognize it because the Spa Day came out like 2 years ago already. So yeah, by the way, can you guys believe that The Sims 4 is already 3 years old? And am I the only one excited for The Sims 5? Like, I'm dying. I really hope that they don't disappoint with The Sims 5. Anyway, I keep going off topic. It's probably really annoying for you guys, but yeah, we're just adding in a lot more clutter items here in the dining area / bar area, and I will actually make this room larger because I didn't see a point in having such a large hallway for this part in particular because, you know, we could use that space for more seating for this, you know, dining area. So I added a couple table and also like a fridge area as well, and that fridge came with Spa Day. You guys will see me put it in just a little bit, but it's a fridge that comes apparently with tonics and stuff like that. So yeah. One of my professors, actually, he's an architect and he does resorts, structures and stuff. That's kind of like his forte. He was the one who really taught me the importance of having variety when it comes to having seating in restaurants. Because when I was in college, not too long ago, I would usually just design with like the same table all over and over again in the same room. But he's the one who taught me like there has to be variety. There has to be different tables. There has to be 4-seater tables, 2-seater tables, family theater tables. If you can put a booth and stuff. Oh, there's the fridge. There we go. So yeah, it looks like that is going to be it for the speed build. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. Hopefully you guys had fun. Once again, the next part will be up in a day or two. And in that part, we are going to be furnishing the second floor as well as doing the landscaping as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So watch out for that. Once again, if you guys want to support the channel, please leave a like or dislike because interaction is great. And yeah, I will put links of all the things that I said in the description below. And this commentary is getting really weird and getting all over the place. And I don't even know why I'm still talking right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.